Good morning, dear humans. This is Wake Up Calls Deep Dive, and this is from on the road. I am speaking to you as I look out over a wild coastal landscape in Bandon, Oregon. So this morning, my heart is full with an experience that I had this morning on the beach here in Bandon. There's a project happening called Circles in the Sand. And basically, a crew of about 20 humans get together at the lowest moment of the tide and build a labyrinth. And each labyrinth is different. And then they welcome the community to come and walk this labyrinth that they've built in the sand at low tide, knowing that it will be washed away as the tide rises. What touched me so deeply, other than just the core thing of human beings showing up with their personal inspirations for no gain other than doing what spirit or life calls them to do, or they are inspired to do, if you want to keep out spirit in life. So just hoping that you're here listening and also using this as like a break time for yourself. So I'm just pausing to remind us about breath, to just invite full filling of air as you inhale, an emptying of air as you exhale. And just taking a couple of moments here to bring yourself to yourself as I continue speaking about making meaning. Human beings are storytellers at our core. We are wired to understand our environment. And if we can or if we can't isn't the point. The point is that we will tell ourselves and each other stories. And we do this, and we do this all the time. Because as animals, making meaning is our assignment. There's several, but that's one, making meaning. There were 200 people on the beach on a cold, gray, misty, windy morning, called to this mysterious thing called the labyrinth, called Circles in the Sand. People of all ages. Partially because it was something different, but I really believe that there's a deeper call in humanity right now to find a different depth than the depth that collectively most of us are living at. We need more meaning. So we all make meaning. Republicans are smarter than Democrats. Men are stronger than women. Children should be seen and not heard. We all have our stories, whatever they are. And then we have the stories that we belong to, the collective stories that belong to our culture, to our times. What I saw on the beach today, I made meaning of. My story is that humans need to find their roots, to find their indigenousness, and that we're all far from that. What I believe, what I teach, and what I offer are ways to live in ceremony and ritual, which are everybody's indigenous roots. What the ceremonies are, what the rituals are. Those vary, and they've varied across cultures and across times. And we're all, if you're not disconnected from this, then how wonderful. But so many of us long for more. More something we can't name, more something we can't find, more something that's hard to talk about, even with our closest people. It's just some sense of something missing. Along with this talk, I will share a tiny little video that I made just watching human beings have permission to come together with a purpose. It's the part of that hyper relationality of us. We need each other. We need to commune. And with churches no longer being where we congregate, with COVID, of course, making schools and many of our communal places shut down, maybe the awareness of this need in us is bigger, clearer than it has been. And so watching hundreds of strangers weave, some walking slowly and really bringing themselves into a deep meditative state, others trotting along quickly, even cutting corners of this labyrinth where there are no wrong turns. That was one of the themes. And it invited people to just lay down what was no longer needed. And at the very end, as you're coming out of the labyrinth, it said, the only journey is the one within. And that's partially true. I mean, there's an outer journey. But what this offered was a chance to take an inner journey if you wanted to, if that was right for you, but to join in a communal space where simply taking a walk together was invited, where permission to look each other in the eye and to smile and to chit-chat or just be silent existed. And it was beautiful and touched my heart so deeply. Is there anywhere in your world, in your life, where bringing humans together, known humans, your family at a dinner table, friends for a walk or a hike or a trip, or strangers, is a call? If it is, like the man that started this here in Bandon, Danny, may you dare, may you have the space and the time to call together your people, the people. We need each other. Bless your day, bless your life. If you loved this, one of the ways that I am here showing up with this very theme in mind is by doing a live meditation on Tuesday and Thursday mornings, 7 o'clock to 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. You can come and show up for those, or you will receive a link to the recordings of those on Wednesdays and Fridays. This weekly podcast will come into your box. And the second Sunday of each month, you're invited to come to an hour-long meditation, part of which is a question and answer session where people can bring their own questions and needs, curiosities around their own practice. And I and the community can offer support. So if you're called, please join us. If you're curious, look on my website under Wake Up Calls. There's quite a few choices of meditations to Try. And in closing, I say, you are wired to make meaning. Maybe it's time to reevaluate your stories and to make some new ones. And if over the months you've forgotten that you belong in community, maybe it's time to remember that and find ways to be in the world with other humans and other beings in meaningful ways that will anchor your life to the depth that you seek. May this be so. Bless you, bless your day, bless your life. Thank you for your ears and your hearts and all of the ways you are in the world.